I'm going to read you a story today called The Parable of the Lily. Now, I read this story to all my kids when they were little, and now I read it to Trenton and Jaden. It's one of our favorites. We've read it so many times, I've actually had to tape a few pages in before I could read it to you. But see these flowers right here? Those are lilies, and that's what the story is about. Easter and lilies, but the story starts off in winter. One wintry day, the farmer's young daughter shuffled through the snow, headed for the mailbox at the end of the lane. Brr, it was cold. She peered inside the mailbox and found a small white envelope. Surprise! It was addressed to her. Dear Maggie, the letter began, I'm sending a special gift just for you. Look for it soon. Maggie loved getting presents, especially a gift as mysterious as this one. When would it come? Who was it from? What would it be? The farmer's daughter waited and waited, some days patiently, some days not so patiently. Then one very ordinary afternoon, a box appeared on her doorstep. The gift had arrived. The farmer watched as his daughter excitedly tore off the wrapping paper. He was eager to see what she thought about her present. But Maggie didn't say a word. She just stared at the small wooden crate full of dirt. Dirt was not at all what Maggie had hoped for. Poking out of the soil was a small piece of paper that told Maggie how to care for her gift. Hide in a cool, dark place. Water as needed. When spring comes, bring into the light. Then she knew it must be a growing thing, like a bulb, that would soon one day grow into a plant. Oh dear, her long-awaited gift was not a toy, or a doll, or a game after all. The farmer could see that his daughter was very disappointed. His heart grew sad because the gift was from him. With a sigh, Maggie carried the wooden box down the steps into the darkest corner of the cellar, and she left it there on a shelf. Sometimes she remembered to water it, but most of the time, Maggie just plain forgot. The farmer did not forget. He just waited. And he watched. Spring came at last. The air was warmer and the gray skies had melted into robin's egg blue. What a welcome sight the sun was. It was time for the farmer to hoe his garden, getting the soil ready for the seeds that filled his pockets. Maggie wanted to help. So she marched down the cellar steps to get her own Maggie-sized gardening tools. That's when it happened. Searching for her toolbox in the darkest corner of the cellar, Maggie knocked the forgotten crate of dirt off the shelf. Crash! The crate splintered into pieces. Soil was everywhere, and the flower bulb that rolled to her feet showed no signs of life. What a mess. Ugh, Maggie was mad at the box and even madder at herself. She swept up the dirt and then threw away the broken box, grumbling under her breath. And that ugly old flower bulb, she tossed it out the cellar door, never to think of it again. Until... Maggie woke up earlier than usual Easter morning. A warm breeze blew through her bedroom window, and the chirping birds seemed to call her name. Still dressed in her nightgown, Maggie tiptoed out into the garden. She was hoping to find some daffodils or tulips to decorate the table for Easter breakfast. That's when she saw it. The loveliest lily that God ever made was blooming on the edge of her flower's garden. Its white petals unfolded like a trumpet. Its leaves were green with new life. Its scent was as fragrant as the most expensive perfume. Maggie knew all at once what had happened. She didn't know whether to laugh or to cry or shout with joy. So Maggie did all three at once. Wake up, everybody, wake up. Come and see, the gift is alive. Her family hurried out to the garden. They couldn't believe their eyes. So much beauty from such an ugly box of dirt. Maggie noticed the farmer standing in the doorway, quietly watching. His smile gave away his secret. Father, it was you who gave me the lily, Maggie squealed with delight. Suddenly, her little girl's smile started to fade. Oh dear, she'd thrown away her father's gift without so much as a thank you. How it must have hurt him. I'm so sorry, Daddy, she said, putting her little arms around his big waist. Will you forgive me? Oh, my child, the farmer whispered, hugging her tight. That's what Easter is all about. The end. If you noticed through the book, there were characters that remind us of God. The farmer gave her this gift, and it seemed like it was dead. And the farmer was sad when she just threw it away. The farmer is like God. And Jesus is like that bulb that seems to be dead. And God sent his gift down here to us, to people. He sent Jesus. And some people didn't like that gift, and they just threw him out, and they hurt him. I don't want to be like that. I want to be someone who loves the gift, even if it doesn't always look like what I want it to look like. But the cool thing is that God will forgive us. That is what Easter is all about. We've sinned. We did wrong. We don't always do our best, but Jesus loves us so much that even though he had to die on a cross for us, he rose from the dead, just like those beautiful Easter lilies. Jesus came back to life. He's God. And because he came back to life, he can forgive our sin and give us a new, clean heart so we can be whole and we can go to heaven with him. Hope you enjoyed that story, Parable of the Lily. Hope you've had a great Easter. Jesus loves you. Bye.